Good morning, Jennifer. It's so good to see you.
Good morning, Mimi. It's great to see you.
I'm so excited for our viewers to learn about WITC today. Thank you so much for taking part in our community conversations and
You bet.
to let people know what WITC and all that you're offering for students and community members is about. So tell me about your role at WITC.
I am Jennifer Ellis. I'm the program director of the Gerontology Aging Services Professional Program at Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College. We serve the 11 northernmost counties of Wisconsin, as well as the Twin Ports, Duluth and Superior. I've been with the college for about 6 years and specialize in gerontology. I'm a gerontologist and work to help support students to get some advanced education in aging.
So WITC has had their gerontology program since 2015, correct? And you were the person at the helm from the beginning.
Yep, I was hired in May of 2015 to help launch the 2-year associate degree program to write the curriculum. We also, since that time, created 2 embedded certificates that are short-term credentials, one of them in dementia care, and the other one is called Gerontology for Healthcare Professionals.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we will hear a little bit more about that in a moment. So tell me a little bit about what WITC offers for students.
Absolutely. So we have our 2-year associate's degree in gerontology, which is geared not only for those individuals who are new to their college education, but also people who may already have existing education who never really received any specialized training in gerontology. And so we're really here to help upskill our workforce. And people come to our program who are 17 years of age all the way up into their 60s. So we have a very diverse student population. Our program enrolls every 8 weeks, and so students can choose to join us at the start of our fall semester, mid-semester, of our spring semester in January, March, or even over the summer as either a full program student, in either a part-time or full-time setting, as well as for one of our internal certificates, again, dementia care or gerontology for healthcare professionals. And we have graduated at this point probably upwards of 30 to 40 students across all of our 4 campuses. And we are now a completely virtual program, and it's been so wonderful to be able to engage with students all over the place, including other states. That was actually planned before the pandemic started, so thankfully we began down that path already, that we're able to engage students in our new model.
Post-pandemic, will you have some in-person classes again?
Yep, we will be back on campus, but students will also either be able to participate from home or watch any of our recorded lectures remotely. And so students aren't tied specifically to campuses, which I think is really helpful, especially for those people who have conflict with a family, work, or other responsibilities.
Absolutely. Tell me about all your community collaborations and what you offer or the general community.
Yep. So we, again, have 4 campuses, and each of our campuses are partnered with our local caregiver coalitions, dementia-friendly efforts, including dementia-friendly Duluth and other groups to really be able to help get community education out there. We have caregiver conferences that are held correlated with all of our locations, our main locations, during non-pandemic times. And typically you'll find the in-person Superior-based caregiver conference held in May. We also have one in the Ashland area in April and in other areas that are both our Rice Lake and New Richmond campus. This year, however, we are offering a virtual caregiver conference. So a 5-part virtual caregiver conference. Our next session is going to be in January. Then we have a March and a May. And people who are family caregivers actually can participate for free because of the generous support of our donors. And so that's a really cool opportunity for people who would like to get some education. And again, it's virtual, so you don't have to physically go anywhere. And you could actually even call in if you wanted to over your phone. You wouldn't even need to have a lot of technology to support that. So we're very fortunate to be able to deliver this. And for folks that need CEUs, we also have opportunities for professionals to get CEUs as a part of our caregiver conferences. Our hope is to be able to be back on campus in a safe way as soon as we can for our large events, but certainly right now isn't the time to do that. So,
I've attended them live in the past and they are a wealth of information. I highly recommend them. I think it's exciting to have it virtual this year. So are the caregivers that you're targeting specific to any certain segment like dementia caregivers, or is it caregivers in general for older adults?
yep, great question. So we are really targeting all caregivers, both paid caregivers as well as family caregivers or neighbors or people who just want some more information even for themselves. And so we really, the goal is to just get the information out there to people. Oftentimes, as you know, Mimi, family caregivers do not identify themselves as family caregivers. And so folks will say, well, that's not really for me. I'm not a caregiver, when in fact, you are providing some caregiver support. Also for our paid caregivers, people who work in long-term care settings, home care, community services, we really want to get the education to them as well, because we're all in it together, right? We all need to be able to support each other in ways that can be helpful for the work that we're all doing.
Jennifer, tell us about how people can access some information about all of your programs or your community offerings.
You bet. So the WITC website is witc.edu. That will give people the access to all of the information that we're talking about today. Our gerontology program is listed under the academic section, or you can go to witc.edu/gero, Gero. Our caregiver conferences are off of our main page under the continuing education tab, so people can find more information there. And we have a brand new gerontology Facebook site, which we're really excited about. So it's facebook.com/WITC Team Gero, Gero. If people want more information as well, they can always call our campuses at 715-394-6677 or email me as well, jennifer.ellis@witc.edu.
Wonderful. A lot of ways for people to get a hold of you and find out more.
You bet. Absolutely. We're here to help.
Jennifer, is there any other information that you'd like to share about WITC? You've sure given us a lot to think about and get excited about. Can you think of anything else?
I can actually. I want to just promote gerontology education with people who might be thinking about careers in health and human services, in business. And one thing to tell our high school students is that students can actually take college credit courses with us and perhaps even career ladder them into allied health, nursing, or other helping profession type programs. So if students are interested in taking college level courses, they can. Also, we have a number of agreements with local colleges and universities. So if students did want to serve with our program, we have agreements with a number of our local Twin Ports colleges and universities, as well as online programs across the state of Wisconsin. So this program is not only for those people who are already in the workforce, but people who are maybe thinking about careers in the helping professions. The demographics, and as you know, Mimi, the demographic maps don't lie, in that we are looking at having a population of older adults that will equate to about nationally 1 in 5 older adults 65 and above, but local to the Twin Ports, 1 in 3, 1 in 4 individuals in our communities will be in that 65 and above category. So if you're looking for job security, if you're looking for education that's relevant, hands-on, and will be used within a variety of settings, this is really a good place to start.
It really is. And even as you think about our local area, just north of us in Cook County, that ratio is already 1 in 3.
It
So, and now that we can access your education remotely.
Anywhere.
Yeah. There are a lot of places in the state and across the country where we're already 1 in 3. And it's a wonderful thing. But there's going to be a care gap if we don't get more people into the field of gerontology and caregiving and everything else that's involved. So
yeah, and there are jobs out there, as you know.
yeah,
Our nonprofit sector, our community-based organizations, our facilities are looking for people that have this specialized training. And in fact, we haven't had that luxury, and so now we do in our area. So that's a really cool thing that we have this type of program.
right. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information today, Jennifer.
You bet.
You've got a wonderful program. You've done wonderful things in the time that you've been there, and I really hope that people reach out to you and start to get involved with WITC.
Thanks, Mimi.